All right, guys. Well, I asked ChatGPT today, what is the most popular Hindu video on the internet? Because we do a lot of reactions to Hindu content. And it gave me this video called Shree Hanuman Chalisa original video. And I think it's like a hymn that was done in the 1600s. I asked ChatGPT a little bit about it. And I was like, sure, let's take a look. It looks pretty old. I think it came out on YouTube in 2011. So it's been out there for a while. It's had over 5 billion views.
21 million likes. 21 million likes.
Yeah.
And this is a hymn for when you're in hard times?
I think so. Well, yeah, ChatGPT alluded to that. So
for puzzle solvers out there, that's kind of telling in itself.
Well, we'll keep the closed captions on and we'll try to make sense of this. But anyway, won't keep you waiting. Let's get into it.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुरु सुधारि बरनउँ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मुंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे।
All right, so far I see some earnest looks. That's the thing that seems to stand out is a bunch of people around this idol kind of worshiping it, and everyone seems earnest. You know, like they're because not everyone's singing. It seems like I've seen a couple people like mouthing some words, but he's doing everything, and
I'd be the guy in the background like looking like I'm singing the words.
Yeah. Earnestly seeking. It seems kind of like a hymn prayer, but there were also like most of the words that are being said based upon the closed captions seem to be like praising, talking about how amazing Hanuman is, which is interesting. Maybe the whole point is by turning your attentions to the awesomeness of the deity. That is the thing that kind of like pulls you away from yourself and all the troubles and the problems that you have in life. is kind of like deflecting the issue, kind of, or like.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
if that's what the hymn's for, is for helping in times of distress and things.
Let's do a good old fashioned relate it back to our religion in small town Canada, where we were going to church. And, they'd project the words of the hymns, our hymns, on the screen. And it would all be about how great Jesus is. You know what I mean? Lord, you are so great, or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'd think that would, it's so antithetical to daily life. You don't go around going up to people. I assume most people don't just go up to everyone and be like, you are so great. Like love songs to every person you meet. But it didn't feel wrong, or it didn't feel bad to be admonishing God and how great he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just I don't know, investigate that. The idea of humans and what we get out of admonishing a God. But at the beginning, it opened up with remove all these troubles from me and all that. And again, that relates to a lot of prayers I had as growing up as a Christian. Prayers of help me, help me, I'm struggling. Putting my troubles towards some God to help me from, or something like that. Yeah. Which is interesting, because where I'm at in life now, I'm I'm not even sure we need to believe in a God. You know what I mean? But that's just my own personal thing. These people believe in this God and worship them. And I did that for a good chunk of my life. And now I'm why add that? why am I adding God to this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, it's lengthy, so we'll continue on.
लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे हस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जाते कवि कोविद कही सके राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जे.
It's subtle, but another thing is, remember the concept in church, lifting holy hands?
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Lifting holy hands. So in a Christian church, if you're not familiar, sometimes you'll see people just swaying and singing with their eyes closed like this. And sometimes the hands are here. And sometimes they're like this.
Yeah.
And, you look at the hand gestures here, you know what I mean? And I'm like, lifting of holy hands. You know what I mean? Like the hands are doing something
I always found it so awkward being around, because it's different.
I tried it a few times,
right?
But some people did it naturally.
Oh yeah, some people that just they embrace the whole thing. Like the guy at the front, you can see, we're even looking at an image right now. The guy at the front is totally in it, while some people behind him are kind of a little bit more animated, and then there's some who are their hand is just barely doing this. And I understand, there is a little bit of a social awkwardness thing that can come with doing, active worship.
I wonder, just for funsies, you know what I mean? If the idea of why we admonish gods so much, we're you are so great and you're the this and you're that, is because it would be too awkward. We want to do that, but our social systems all over the planet, it'd be imagine if all these guys just turned towards each other and started giving each other the same praise that they're giving to their God.
Yeah.
And I'm being if you are sane, I'm being blasphemous here,
Yeah.
but I'm saying I wonder what that would be like. You know, it's like just an ineffective chaos.
I think people would see through it immediately.
But why are we comfortable doing that to a God, but not
I'll tell you
each other?
why I think so is because, one, we see all of our imperfections are all in front of our face.
That's true, yeah.
And when you're doing it to a deity that you actively can't see, it's easier to do. It's easier to do that.
But globally, we seem fixated on the idea that something's got to be perfect. We're all imperfect. We all betray and lie and screw up and sin and fail.
Yeah.
There's got to be something that's good, worthy of our praise. You know what I mean? Because you get human versions of it. Like, what's the king throughout history been? Everybody like bows when he comes by. But that's not good enough, because the kings get uphold, kingdoms rise and fall, and the king gets sick and dies, and there's humiliation and all kinds of things in life. But a God, we can endlessly praise them and project onto them our pure love, our unmitigated love, the love that's too awkward for us to just share with each other. Yeah. But we can unawkwardly do it towards God. It's an interesting phenomenon. I'm just kind of sussing through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could make that tangible. Make it like something somebody can use, please.
Make it something someone can use. Well, I think it's good for looking within ourselves. What you're pointing out here is that the thing that we can't really put our hand on, I think it causes for some type of reflection. Like, why am I not giving people who actually probably need some praise every now and then, and diverting that all towards
an abstraction?
An entity that I can't be there. You know, maybe it's a call to, like, in our lives, maybe just like, maybe give a compliment every now and then. Maybe, or, step up your game with, like, people who are serving you or serving others. Let them know.
Jesus,
there's a lot of people that are constantly
Jesus would
serving.
wash his disciples' feet.
Yeah.
He would wash his feet. Is there any stories of, like, Buddha or something like that? Like, every now and then they show, like, to do it to each other, love each other type stuff, right?
Yeah.
But we invest a lot of time worshiping and then quickly oscillating from worship to, now help me out here. Help me. I give you all the praise. Help me, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I return back to what I said. To me, a lot of times it's like I just start asking questions. Well, what happens if I just don't imagine that there's, like, some God going to rescue me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's been great.
सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे, नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे, चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, नयन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महडेरा। की जयनाथ हृदय महडेरा।
पवन तनया संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप।
There you have it.
Yeah. It's interesting. You brought up some of our past, church experiences, and it's been interesting to watch.
We do that so much.
It's been interesting to watch the evolution of worship within the Protestant church over the years, because I was just thinking about it the other day. It's been a while since we reacted to a worship service from Christians, but one thing it seems to have kind of like turned into is kind of developing trying to manifest a mystical experience inside those, when they get the keyboards going and everyone's worshiping, you got the melodic music going and stuff like that. I feel like that is sometimes the intention of those collective worship things, where you lose yourself, you say the same things over and over again, and you get into a zone. And then I think you're trying to like induce some type of a mystical experience where you kind of like, you goes away and you're flooded with the emotions and the feelings, and you get the tinglings, like you said, on the back of your neck. Just like, I think it's trying to like get some type of an altered state, even sometimes these settings. Mm-hmm. And I think the more people can kind of get comfortable, it's weird though, because you're doing it with all these other people. And so it might be easier in a smaller crowd of people that you're more comfortable with if you're all just like letting loose and doing your thing.
What are these states that you're talking about?
A place I'm talking about where I think like I said, you lose your worries, you lose your mind is your busy mind starts to fade away, and you're getting caught into the present moment.
So what if there was a streamline? What if there was a quicker way to do it? Because I love that old story where the guy practices for decades to learn how to walk across a lake on the water. And he goes to the master guru or whatever, the Buddha or something. And he's like, "Master, come look at what I learned. Through years of practice, I've learned this city. I can walk across the water." And the Buddha goes, "Yeah, but the ferry's a nickel." Yeah. You know what I mean? I got that from Joe Rogan talks about that. I don't even know if it's a real thing, but it's so funny. And you're right. You're trying to conjure a state, and there's all types of ways to do this. Before I knew anything about anything, because my thoughts would be driving me mad, I would just, you would I would naturally chant or om or something, just or go in the shower. I knew somebody that said they used to go in the shower and cup their ears, and then the sound of the water hitting their head muffled like that, it would put them into like a quieted state. So sometimes you're trying to reach for a state like quietness, peace, relief from your thoughts. But there are people who've, worked at this, and developed methods that are pretty quick to get into your body, get into the present moment, and let go. Keyword, let go of your thoughts, just because there's a gripping for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the nature of thoughts, when you stop to give them moment of pause, are often stuff that you've been putting aside. It's like, hey, you got to fix that leak. You got to return that email. You got to
Yeah.
And so we're puppeteered. We're literally like possessed by our thoughts and our ideologies. If you go and meditate long enough, you'll see, like, you'll sort of see through, you know what I mean? But it takes prolonged looking at to see the nature of your thoughts and what's really going on there and how conditioned they are. But there's some pretty fast, unelaborate ways of becoming present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unfancy, unrequiring of doctoring to do. Like, let me replace all these thoughts about bills and survival with tomes of religious doctrine that I now got to like move beads around and do all this stuff. It goes from moving pieces around to just, wait a sec, what am I actually after here?
Yeah.
A modicum of peace. Yeah. And that is actually attainable with far less jumping through hoops than we do. It's just going from this, grasping, to like letting go. Yeah.
Well, on a total side note, I'm curious about that giant statue. Is there something to the size of statues and people allowing to own things in their home? Like, would you be allowed to own a Hanuman statue in your home that was that giant?
That would be awesome, something like that in your home.
Like, I was at a fair where someone was selling deities, and they were like crazy expensive, and they were like this big. They were like, couldn't believe the prices on things. Right. So I'm curious about the owning of the idols and the costs and what's allowed and what's not allowed. But maybe you could leave something in the comments for us. Yeah. But hopefully you guys enjoyed a reaction on this one. It was kind of interesting. Some cultural understanding there coming, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone, till next time, stay spiritual.